Teens in Indiana are being raped at an alarming rate. Nearly 1 in 5 high school-aged girls in Indiana is sexually assaulted before she graduates. As WTIU's Sarah Whitmire reports, the data show that statistic has held steady for several decades.
I didn't really think. I more of just closed my eyes and waited for it to get over.
Indiana has the second highest rate of sexual assault among high school-age girls in the nation. Wyoming is the only state that's worse. The national average is 10.5%, but in Indiana, it's nearly 17.5%. Those numbers were released last year in a report co-authored by the Kinsey Institute and the Center for Evaluation and Education Policy at Indiana University.
I think one thing that people need to keep in mind is that, as we've talked about, there's not a particular age, there's not a particular demographic group. The statistics are really bad for everybody. I think people in general, it's just human nature. It doesn't really affect me and people like me. The data make it pretty clear, oh, it does. It affects everybody, every single group.
Plucker's report cites the lack of education as one reason Indiana ranks so poorly. It also says the state's policies are too reactionary. They focus on abuse after it happens instead of getting to the root of the problem, what is actually causing the abuse. Minnesota, meanwhile, is held up in the report as a state Indiana can learn from. There, the focus is on prevention and changing social norms.
If 95% of our energy is focused on educating children, especially around what you need to do to not be victimized, it puts way too much burden on children, and it teaches them that it's up to them to protect themselves.
Tonight, the WTIU news team presents a 90-minute documentary and panel discussion on sexual assault in Indiana. You can tune in beginning at 8 o'clock for Shadows of Innocence, Sexual Assault Among Indiana's Youth.